Okay, let's do one more. Then I'm going to bed. I gotta wake up early. I gotta walk to the office tomorrow. Yeah. What do we got? Leo, we've done. Aries, we've done. Aquarius, we've done. Sag, we've done. I just gotta do this, right? Taurus. Taurus. Okay. It's your birthday month next, so yeah. All right. So general read for you. We're gonna do your reading here, April general. We're not going to do any clarification. We're gonna do a 666 spread. I didn't listen to any songs before I did your reading. I was having trouble with YouTube and uploading Sagittarius's reading. So we're just gonna roll right into it. Now, if you're here watching me do tarot readings, then you probably believe in some stuff, which means that I'm just gonna flat out say, you must know that I'm clairaudient, clairsentient, claircognizant. When I hear ringing on the right hand side, it's usually messages from people that I know that have passed on. And if you hear, well, if I hear ringing on my left hand side, then those are messages that I'm probably getting from spirit guides. So I'll convey that stuff to you. Now, for anybody who's watched me before, I broke my chain with my garnet on it. So today I'm rocking the amber. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. Now, please check out your rising, moon, and Venus sign for additional messages. Taurus. So I just had this picture in my head just now. I never get pictures in my head of anything. Just kind of somebody, messing with the bullfighters in Spain. Toro. I was just getting that. Somebody trying to rouse anger, or somebody trying to get your attention is prevalent here. Yeah, somebody trying to get your attention. Toro. Yeah. We're using the Revelations Tarot for you. I got this when I was at my parents' place for Thanksgiving when I got to Alberta. Yeah. Yeah, Toro. Bullfighters, Spain, bullfighters. Even getting the person with the rose in their teeth. The rose in their teeth. Somebody give you a flower, or are you looking to give somebody a flower? A red rose. A red rose. Very significant. Either you were thinking of giving somebody a red rose, or somebody thinking of giving you a red rose. The color red is important here because I was thinking about their... Yeah, sirens. Red. My Name is Red. Hey Google, who sings the song My Name is Red?
I don't know, but I don't think it's also on search.
No, because I have that song on one of my playlists. My name is Red. White light, black lights, white noise. Something about a hat. It could just be because I have the game on right now, and this guy on this one hockey team just got a hat trick. So there could be that. Okay, one more. Yeah, the number 16 breaking down to a 7. Okay. Twist for fairness. Let's do it. Okay. In the past for you, Taurus. I gotta shut this light down just a little. It's a lot bright after staring at computer screen all day. We have one face down on the table. 2 seconds. Okay, that's just a little bit better. So, Page of Cups. In the past, an apology. Either you apologized to somebody for something, or somebody apologized to you. There was an apology that was forthcoming here. Could also be messages of an emotional nature, very playful, very childlike in their sense. Pages often can signify children. Kind of feeling like this is more an apology though. If we look there, I just want to take a second. There's something on my screen that's bugging me, and it's like right in the middle of my face. Just a sec. Okay, that's better. I thought there was something on my face. It's fine. You might be embarrassed by this apology. I'm hearing egg on my face when I said that. So you might actually have been a little embarrassed or sheepish about offering this apology to somebody, or somebody else was. Definitely an apology type energy there. What else do we have for you? I almost wanted to shuffle again. I'm not going to shuffle. No. In the past, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. That was quick. The Sun in the reverse. Same as Sagittarius, actually. There's something here to do with a wish not being granted, or something that you were kind of hoping for that didn't come to fruition in the recent past. A lack of prosperity or a lack of fruitfulness where you were hoping that something was going to be forthcoming for you. Sometimes the tarot Sun would indicate a yes card. Here I'm seeing that that's not necessarily the case. So there was something that you were hoping was going to happen that didn't happen. It could very well be that you were hoping there would be reward that followed an apology, or somebody was hoping that reward would follow an apology. I just knocked the 5 of Wands loose, so we're gonna roll with it. Could be that darkness of some sort or a lack of prosperity in the past brought about a conflict for you, or a sense of conflict or conflicting emotion of sorts. Typically the 5 of Wands though is arguments and conflict with others. Could be that you didn't get your way with something, and so it caused conflict for you in amongst you and other people. It can often be the case with that. So that's what we're looking at there. What else for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? Hot under the collar. Got you hot under the collar. Something of that nature. We had a whole bunch of things fall out. That's too many. That's too many. Too many things. What else? Taurus. Yeah, okay, Judgment. Indecision, lack of decision. You were in a bit of energy that was really ambiguous. You didn't necessarily know which way to go. There were things that you were kind of thinking about, deliberating in your mind, but you never really arrived at a decision. It could be that it's interesting we have that by the 5 of Wands. It's almost like you have conflicting energies, and that puts you in a place of indecision. You're in a place of conflict within yourself about how to move forward with the situation, probably because you're in the dark about what to do with something. I think that you were looking for something definitive as a response to an apology, or you were hoping that if somebody apologized to you in some way, that it would clear some confusion up for yourself. shed some light on a situation, and that you wouldn't have conflicting emotions about something, so that moving forward you'd have a clear path forward in terms of making a decision of some nature. However, it doesn't seem that that occurred as a result of all of this. Moving forward, you end up in a space where you're rooting around in the dark without a flashlight. Blind man can't see. Typically, Three of Wands is the ability to have foresight, to look out over the land, survey the land, know your path forward a little bit, with a little bit more clarity than you normally would. However, here, you can't see what's ahead of you still. You're still in a place of ambivalence. You don't know. You don't know which is the best choice to make, and you can't really survey everything. You don't know which path to take yet. Finally, in the past for you, Taurus, it's still indecision. It's a lack of decision about which path to move forward on, which direction to take. And so, if there was anything here that had to do with relationship energy, friendship energy, anything of emotional fulfillment that was about to start, or a new cycle within an existing relationship, you've chosen not to take it. Something did not begin here for you. As a result, you chose not to begin something, or not to create a new beginning with a current relationship. In the present for you, Taurus, we have two that flew out. The Nine of Wands in the reverse and the Hanged Man in the upright. So this is a time where at present you're attempting to gain perspective on a situation. This is energy of enlightenment. The choice is clear that you are waiting and attempting to gain perspective on a situation, trying to examine something from a different angle or point of view. This is Piscean energy. This could be energy that you carried forward from Pisces season well into Aries season, which we're in right now. Followed by the Nine of Wands in the reverse. You've given up the feeling of anxiety, nightmares, sleepless nights, worry over something, and I think that that's been alleviated by the open-mindedness to gain perspective, the choice to gain perspective here that we see with the Hanged Man. So remember that the gaining perspective, you're not in a stagnant space that is happening to you. It's of your own making. This is a decision to attempt to survey something from different angles and viewpoints. And because of that, there's a piece of empowerment, and that empowered feeling that you have is absolutely taking you out of that anxious energy. You may have at present come out of a space where you were having sleepless nights, where you were plagued by something that was keeping you up, where you were thinking, and you couldn't get it out of your mind. So again, that attempting to see things from different viewpoints, attempting to examine something from different angles, has actually helped to empower you to remove anxiety and worry, and sleep better at night. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's what we want, right? Everybody wants that. What else? The Devil in the reverse. Either you or somebody else is fearful. There could be an element of temptation, obsession, greed, a lack of respect for things that have to do with human instinct and earthbound energy. Because there are coins here, I think there is possessiveness. Are you possessive over somebody? Normally the devil, you don't want people to know. You don't want people to know that you fear this situation or that it's ruling you, because it flew out of my hand. That's my effing card. Nobody knows that energy better than me. It's the Horned One. 2 seconds while I go grab him off the floor. So he landed in the upright on the floor, of course. But no. This is something that you're seeing from this point of view. You're experiencing this yourself here as opposed to here. Somebody who presides rather confidently over earthbound pleasures such as money, sex, food, drink, anything that you can see, touch, taste, and feel that comes from the earth or that we build upon the earth is something that the Devil card embodies. In the reverse, though, it's not something that we're presiding over. It's something that owns us or rules over us, or that we are living in excess with, or that we are allowing to dominate over us rather than us dominating over it. I feel like this has to do with greed. And in some way, shape, or form, I feel that this also has to do with finance. There's an overprotectiveness over funds. It could also be that there's some fear that is linked with your stability, your resources, and overprotectiveness that has to do with how you preside over your earthbound pleasures and resources. It's not confident. The energy of this card is not confident. It's argumentative, it's combative, and it's in a space of I just keep on getting defensiveness. If you look at his hands, he's ready to fight to stave off anybody who is looking to. He's not relaxed like he is here. He's not feeling like he's styling. And if you look, there's a tower here that is just fine here, but right here, it's actually collapsed. So it's almost as if this is a past cycle of obsessiveness over greed or being used for one's earthbound pleasures, for lack of a better term, assets, if you will. Wow. Assets. Money or otherwise, right? So if you're a female, could be your monetary assets, could also be other assets, couldn't it? If you're a male, it could be that you've experienced ruin because people were out to connect with you over your finances, use you for your assets. Could be that you have experienced ruin over excess, either in spending or imbibing. Temptation, obsession, fear, greed, possessiveness, defensiveness. You're experiencing this at this time. And that's why there's conflict. That's why there's conflict in the past. It's directly linked with the energy that you're experiencing in the present, Taurus. And that's why there's also indecisiveness and a dark energy kind of coming out. Is because you've experienced in the past cycles where there's been vested interest in what you had to offer other than yourself. It's almost like you have to fight people off from something that is external to yourself that people are trying to get at, as opposed to yourself. You don't believe that people are trying to approach you for you, and that you think that you have to fight them off because they're looking to really get to the nest egg. Okay. Let's see. I know a lot about the devil, right? So I can talk about the devil. You should always study your own tarot card or tarot cards, right? So for you, you should study the King of Pentacles and the Hierophant and the Empress at great length. Absolutely. Next up, we have the King of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, combative energy. You're fighting something tooth and nail. You might even feel that there's a serpent in your midst. There's temptation here. Look at these women. And then the serpent. You ready to strike like a cobra? Oh, Nas, if I ruled the world, the world. These snakes strike like a cobra. The world's hot, my son got knocked. Evidently, it's elementary. They want us all gone eventually. Whoa, deep shit. Yeah, seriously. Look at that. The world's hot, my son got knocked. Evidently, it's elementary. They want us all gone eventually. Huh. These snakes strike like a cobra. These snakes strike like a cobra. The world's hot. My son got knocked. Evidently, it's elementary. They want us all gone eventually. Yeah. This is leadership energy, Aries energy, sometimes Leo energy, but I'm feeling the Aries on this for sure. You're trying to, you're very defensive. You're the fire, you're feeling like the fire that warms rather than the fire that burns. There's also loss of temper or lack of courage that's evident here. You're indecisive because you can't see things for what they really are. You can't, in fact, you can't see anything. You can't see what things are and aren't in the past, dragging into the future. So you're not standing in your right power. There's a little bit of tyrannical energy here, striking out in defensiveness over something. There's something that's triggering you. There's conflicting energy within yourself, an inability to make just divisive decisions. And then also the inability to kind of see what's within you and without you. Or within you, without you. Why am I getting George Harrison a lot tonight? With Sagittarius, I got George Harrison too. Within you, without you, that's a good song. It's about the concept of the love within you, the self-love that we have can radiate outwards once we really do have self-love. Recognizing your own true worthiness, echoing outwards can actually bring about the proper type of self-love radiates out, and therefore love for all humanity. But it can actually also mean that you're going to attract the right kind of love for yourself to come towards you as well. As in, when you feel your own worthiness, you know exactly who is going to see you as worthy, as opposed to people using you, right? What else? If I ruled the world. Fuck, if I ruled the world. Imagine that. I free all my sons. I love them, baby. Black diamonds and pearls. Could it be, if you could be mine, we'd both shine. If I ruled the world. Ten of Swords in the reverse. You're healing heartbreak. You're healing either sickness or heartbreak, or both, but it's a feeling of something that put you on your deathbed at one time with the Ten of Swords energy, and for it to be in the reverse, that's something that is sickness. there's sickness that you're healing. It's either sickness of mind or sickness of body, or something that created both. Reverse, right? Like vice versa. The sickness of mind creating the sickness of body, and the sickness of body creating the sickness of mind. It might have had to do with a lack of foresight and the inability to see something. It might have also resulted in impact to your relationships or the beginnings of relationships in the past. And had to do with making the wrong choices, or resulted in choices that you could or would have made differently in the past. Could have to do with vision, or the inability to see something for what it was. You couldn't see the future. You didn't expect that it was going to be something that you'd be dealing with in the present. You're healing from it now, though. Ten of Swords in the reverse. You're finally coming out of this. Imagine that. I'd free all my sons. Black diamonds and pearls. Could it be, if you could be mine, we both shine. I don't know how, but you ended up with 2 in your present line. 9 of Swords. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's interesting is that I read our 9 of Wands in the reverse as the 9 of Swords in the reverse. And now I have the 9 of Swords in the upright. So, let's just rewind for a second. First, going back here to the 9 of Wands. So putting down your defenses after gaining, you're dropping your defenses right now. It's not that you're dropping anxiety and worry and sleepless nights. Sorry, I have to just, correct myself there, because for some reason I mixed those two up. Probably meant to be that I mix them up. But because you've chosen to see things from a different point of view, or to gain perspective on something, it's causing you to drop your guard. It's causing you to be less defensive. It's causing you to recognize where you have in the past been exhausted but on the verge of victory, and so you've given up in the past on something. There's something here where you're not necessarily ready to give up on something just yet until you've gained the proper perspective on it, because you don't believe that it's finished. However, kicker is that we didn't have the 9 of Swords over here. We have it over here, and it's in the upright. 9 of Swords in the upright. You're afraid, you're in sleepless nights, you do have anxiety, unfortunately. I think it's because you are coming out of a time of sickness, a time of mental health woes, a time of one giving to the other, a lack of foresight, the inability to see something that was going to happen, something that you didn't expect, that you didn't ask for. I'm hearing I didn't ask for that. In terms of a sickness, a physical ailment, probably more than likely that you're now healing from. And by the way, go to your doctor, not your tarot reader, if you do have something that you're not feeling well with. I think that it also puts you into a place of fear, anxiety, and worry about if you would be able to, in the present or even in the future, create personal relationships or advance yourself in personal relationships of emotional fulfillment, whether those be friendships or romantic relationships, because we have that Ace of Cups in the reverse in the past, and now we have the 9 of Swords directly below it. We call those dignities in tarot, when you have cards that surround other cards and they actually punctuate the meanings of those other cards. So here the Ace of Cups is punctuating your Nine of Swords, and the Ace of Cups in the reverse is punctuating your Nine of Swords in the upright, in the present. So there's a feeling here of woe, worry, restlessness, nightmares, being up late at night, even though you're healing from something of a painful ending, sickness, grief, loss. You're worried because in the past, emotional fulfillment was not yours. A new cycle in a current relationship or a new relationship in and of itself didn't occur. You could also be afraid that because you are healing from a large sickness or grief or loss of some sort, that you're not going to be able to create the beginning of emotional fulfillment with someone. You can't see if that's going to be the case or not. I'm sorry, the sports is distracting as all hell. I can see the reflection in here, and I can see it right there. But the Three of Wands in the reverse here, not being able to see what's ahead of you, having that lack of foresight, it's kind of making it difficult for you. And it's actually a mental prison. It's not a reality. It's something that you're up in your head about, as opposed to something that's actually legitimate in the real world here. It's a hang-up that you have. There are a lot of great tarot readers out there who talk about permission versus not permission. That is your plague as a Taurus, is that you have the Hierophant as one of your major concepts. My sister's a Sagittarius, but she has a lot of internal dialogue that she shares with me about certain things that is very reticent of the Hierophant. And I'm consistently, as the oogity boogity devil, trying to let her know that she never gives herself permission for a lot of things. And I think that this is where you are self-limiting. You have self-limiting beliefs. This is what this is. Self-limiting beliefs, negative self-talk. That mindset where you live into default futures. A fantastic book if you're into self-development. It really, actually a Taurus. I have a mentor that's a Taurus, and he shared a book with me that literally changed my whole mindset about a shit ton of things when I was on my leadership journey. And it's called The 3 Laws of Performance. And it plays with language, and it plays with mindset. And one of the things that it talks about is default futures. 8 of Swords, in a lot of ways, is where our self-limiting beliefs and negative mindset and negative self-talk is actually a way of living into default futures that may not necessarily be the most productive for you in your journey towards, emotional fulfillment, personal or professional development. In the context of these cards, looks to absolutely be in terms of personal development and emotional fulfillment. I can't have this. Nothing ever works out for me. Nobody would ever want me because I'm sick or I'm depressed, or the only thing that anybody ever really wants me for is this, this, and this. I'm just never going, I can't see exactly what somebody wants from me, so I'm not going to make any choice. I'm just going to defend myself against all these options, because why would anybody want me for anything other than my money or my body or something external to myself that people think that I can offer? that's negative self-talk and self-limiting beliefs. And living into default futures where you damn yourself to be alone, or you damn yourself to live in perpetual grief. Not only default futures, but it kind of staves you off from living into your true potential, right? Dare I say it, there I said it, but it's actually true. Anxiety does that. Staying up worrying about things that you can't really control anyway. And false beliefs about stuff that you really don't know about anyway, because how can you possibly read minds to know? Okay, so let's look into the future for you, Taurus. I really don't want this to be as long as the Aries reading. By the way, you could be an Aries-Taurus cusper, because we're already running almost into 40-some minutes, and Aries had an hour-long reading without any clarification. That's the whole reason nobody's getting any clarification this month for their general read. But that's also the whole reason why we're actually probably going to get through all 12 signs. Let's see what else. Again, that's the book's called 3 Laws of Performance by Steve something and some. It's by 2 guys. It's orange. The book's orange, which actually means that you. Interestingly enough, you have a lot of cards that have orange on them here. You might, if you do any chakra cleansing, might want to look at your energy levels, look at some solar plexus work. That might be good for you. Solar plexus and navel. Sorry, yellow is solar plexus, navel is the orange. So look at those two. For some chakra cleansing. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune, Twist of Fate, happening in the future. There's going to, won't you believe it's just my luck. So there's an apology in the past, gaining perspective on something, choosing to attempt to gain perspective on something in the present, and then in the future, a twist of fate that works in your favor. Fixed energy, that's your energy. You're going to be looking to follow your internal compass. But again, I think that's why the chakra cleanses and things like that are probably a good idea, is because you don't necessarily, you want to kind of keep your energy clean and clear, so that you make the best choices for yourself. If you're going to follow your internal compass for your highest good, you want to make sure that, and go to your true north. You want to make sure that you're doing so from a really clean energy standpoint as opposed to anything else. Somebody here meditates. Go north. There's something about that here. Go north. What else? X will mark the place. X will mark the place. Go north. Do you see? I've had a really weird thing with X will mark the place for a while. So when I see it and I hear it, I have to say it. Okay. I don't always see it. I don't always say it. There's something that you're seeing but you're not saying. You're holding off on it. You don't want to talk about it, or you're afraid to talk about it, or you lack the courage. You lack the courage to bring it up. You might be scared of disappointment. Death. You're putting an end to defensive energy in the future. This is Scorpio energy. This could be happening during Scorpio season. Yeah, because we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is also Scorpio energy. We have the fixed energy in the Wheel of Fortune of Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio. So you could be seeing this in between Leo season and Scorpio season, where there are endings, transformation, enlightenment through ending something so that something can begin anew or be transformed in some way, shape, or form. But it's a twist of fate that brings you to that place. You're dropping your guard so that this can happen. You're putting an end to old, outdated beliefs that haven't served you, including the one about the earthbound energies and possessiveness, defensiveness over your possessions. Are you being used? You're coming to a point in the future here where you've finished gaining perspective and it's time to arrive at decisions, ending of cycles, so that you can begin something anew. Because we have 12, 10, 8. Next would be 6, which would be coming into balance. Do you know what's really effing creepy? In this square of these cards, we have 12, 10, X will mark the place, 8, and then this is a 9, but upside down it's a fucking 6. Pardon my French, but that's what it is. You're literally going like this. So you're going to have to move this way, counterclockwise. Something about moving counterclockwise. Going backwards to move forwards, to come into balance, transformation. Okay, all right. What else? I gotta speed up. I knew I was gonna be hitting 43 minutes before I even got halfway through the future. This is a pretty cool reading. And maybe it's just because these cards are really cool. Let's keep going. X will mark the place like the parting of the ways. You have another flipper. The Magician. Manifestation. Infinity loop. This is self-mastery. You're manifesting something? I hate buzzwords. I really do. Just because we say the word manifest doesn't mean we aren't going to have to take action towards things, actually, see them materialize in front of our eyes. But this is the beginning of the journey. This is the card after the Fool strikes out and takes a risk. This is mastery over the elements in order to master oneself. So we're transforming something so that we can begin anew. And if you think about it, what does the Magician do? Abracadabra, we're transforming something. We could be transforming our negative beliefs about how we approach things that could be tempting to us, or how we view things that are tempting to us. Also, how we view people who are tempted by us, our defensive energy towards things. Putting an end to that. There's no illusion here. The Magician in the reverse is about illusion and deception, trickery. That's not what we're seeing here. That's too many. Next, Taurus. I told you. 6 of Wands. You're coming into balance. You're coming into balance. 6 of Wands is also victory, homecoming, returning home after a long trip in triumph over something, recognition, performance, being on stage, or being recognized for a really good performance for something, you could actually be on display for achievement. Or be recognizing something for yourself. You could also be giving recognition where recognition is due. There's a performance of some sort here because we have the Magician right beside the Six of Wands, if you take a look. Magician, and then being on display, a performance. There's an act you're putting on, or there's somebody who's up in front of other people for the purposes of showing off a specific talent, or you or somebody else is going to be recognized in front of other people. You could also notice somebody when you're out who is up performing something. You could also, it could be that they see you on a homecoming, on a victorious homecoming, on a return from meet you or manifest you upon your return from. There's something about victory energy here. You're coming back from something that you were victorious on, and they witness you coming in with that victorious energy. It's like you're in your splendor after triumph here, and they see it. They witness it. You're defensive. You got your armor on. By the way, if I didn't call it out before, we have here Sagittarius, Scorpio, Leo, Aries, Leo, Capricorn, Pisces. I did call out the fixed energy of Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, and Leo. Scorpio, Gemini. This could be during Gemini season or Scorpio season, or in between Leo and Scorpio season. This absolutely could be June 1st. What else, Taurus? Okay, 10 of Pentacles is your legacy. Victorious homecoming after achieving legacy of some sort. After healing from grief, loss, betrayal, disappointment, sickness. There's a piece of you that is worried and anxious and losing sleep because you feel that you have to defend a legacy of some sort. You have a legacy to defend or live up to. Or you're trying to create legacy. You don't realize that you've already been victorious for a great deal of the journey towards this legacy. Or you're trying to travel towards your legacy with the Six of Wands and the 10 of Pentacles. You're performing towards the completion of a legacy, or trying to perform for somebody that you believe is a part of your legacy. You're trying to manifest somebody who is supposed to be a part of your legacy. But you're worried about if it's actually for real or not. You, a lot of the time, believe that it's never going to happen. 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. You're worried about throwing good energy after bad and poor investments. You often have nightmares that about a time where you invested in something that did not pan out, or about sickness returning. It's linked to the self-limiting beliefs and negative self-talk. but it also has to do with losing legacy. Yeah, there's somebody from your past who used you. You invested a lot in them. And it seems that you still have anxiety and worry, nightmares about this. It could also be that it's limiting your choices. The 7 of Pentacles in reverse by the 10 of Pentacles in the upright. It's linked to your legacy. You're healing from it in the present so that you don't have to deal with this type of 9 of Swords, 8 of Swords energy moving forward, because you'd like to move towards the 10 of Pentacles. You can see where somebody recognizes you. You like to perform for them. Overall energy, the Page of Wands in the reverse. You're not the first sign to get this as overall energy this month. Can't remember who did. Page of Wands in the reverse, that you're not communicating something of a passionate nature. That's for damn sure. You're actually doing exactly what some of these other cards are doing. The 9 of Wands in the reverse, the 5 of Wands in the upright, the King of Wands in the reverse, even the 6 of Wands in the upright is doing the same effing thing. You're all doing this with your wand. You're not waving it around nicely. You're almost using it as a weapon, or to stave off those whom, you would normally be inviting in. You're defensive and you're not communicating something passionate that you wish to. You're almost harnessing it as if it's a weapon. Okay, all right, let's dig into some magnetic poetry, get you your messages, because this girl needs to go to sleep. You're definitely probably leaning towards the side of Aries for your birthday. I gotta say it, because your reading is almost as long as theirs. What are the messages for Taurus? We're gonna dig deep in the treasure chest here. I got you what you need. So much magnetic poetry, I can't fit it all on my fridge to make stuff unless I'm sitting on the floor. Let's see here. Okay. There's poetry involved for you with something. Okay. I'm not going to make sentences. You have to do that. Okay, write these down, figure out what makes sense for you, discard the rest. There's nothing that I can do about it. I'm not going to know what any of this means, and I have what I think like Taurus is my north node. That's the only Taurus that I have in my chart. So that's that. Let's go ahead and let's get your affirmation for the month. Remember, this is April's energy only. You can dictate your future. I don't, and the tarot cards don't necessarily either. You do. So let's go ahead and let's see. Ow. This girl needs a haircut. Yeah. You might be looking to do something with your hair, beautify yourself. Maybe send a little bit of that Empress energy. Get a little makeover towards your birthday. Something about cutting your hair. In particular. Ladies, that could be a thing. What is Taurus's affirmation for April? Fuck, that was easy. I am magical. Yeah, with all these wands, I think so. Yeah, lots of creative energy, lots of passion. And if we want to think about that magician there, magical. Somebody might be telling you that they're magical. Who knows? But there we have it, Taurus. Thanks for watching. Check out your other placements if this wasn't necessarily spot on the money. But thanks again for watching, and have a good night. Have a good April. Have a good birthday if I don't see you. Okay. Bye. Just so you can see this lovely spread, I kind of messed with The cards are crooked because, you know. But there you have it. I never even drank the rest of my coffee. Anyway, bye-bye now. See ya.